everyone, and welcome to the next to last match, the penultimate match of the group stage of the Olympian Mortgage Badgers Cup. Colt Musley live on the call. Detroit Badgers Blue taking on 313 FC. 313 in the red and black, Badgers in the all-white. We are underway. 313 cannot make it to the championship game, but Badgers can with a win. They need a win and some help, but they are definitely still alive as we get this match underway. Hamza Al-Husseini can't keep it in, and it rolls out for a Badgers throw. Omar Kabuki over to take it. Throws it in short. Kabuki taken by Mohamed Munasar. Talal Shabani tries to find Munasar up the wing. Rolls off his foot and out into touch. Ahmed Alderrahman. Davide Depons. Middle to Yaya. Trying to work that ball on the outside, but it's long and out of play. The evening starting to cool off here in Dearborn Heights at Star International Academy. We'll see how that affects these players. That one cleared away. Abdurrahman. Ponce. Rick Morocco. Working in combination. On to Kabuki. Kabuki has a go from way out, and Ahmad will cover that pretty easily. Got a man down for 313 here in this third minute. So the situation as it stands is Badgers A team only got one final to their names. It was a 2-3 loss to Kalamazoo United. They were supposed to play Badgers Black last night. That game did not happen. Their game against Jeff Joel was shortened. It's considered still incomplete. They were hopeful that they'd be able to finish that game today if it ends up mattering. Mustafa Al-Nakshali dispossessed. Most likely way in which that game matters, there has no bearing on the final, is if 313 pulls off what would be an upset here. Ahmed Abdul Shaban. Working the ball around in the middle, it's stolen. Turned away. I believe that is Masama. Trying to get in on that tackle. Is Depons. Dispossessed. Tosin Taif. Taif is behind by Morocco. They're going to let it go. Diagonal ball on. Headed away. Oh, for a throw. Ali Zidane. Throw in. Araman to Depons. Both wearing 12, confusingly. In the middle and played back. On to create space for himself. well-established futsal player, has very good close control. They're going to work it out. They're going to work it out. On the far side into the 5th minute. No goals yet. No goals yet. Abdu Abubakar. Owen Emmett. Ball is through. And out. For a goal kick. Emmett scored one earlier in this tournament for Badgers Black. In their 5-1 loss to Jewel yesterday. Reminder, two 30-minute halves, so only a 60-minute game. We got this one. We've got Kalamazoo United and Badgers Black coming up after this game. And then the men's cup final between Jif Jewel and whoever is there to face them. Kalamazoo United controlling their own destiny. As of right now, Badgers Black could also be said to be in the same boat. Badgers Black win. Themselves in a position where they might be in the final, and they're miles offside. That's a pretty easy call for the linesman to make. Badgers Blue, because they lost. We'll need Badgers Black to upset Kalamazoo United. And then it would come down to goal differential between them, Badgers Black, and Kalamazoo United. Owen Emmett under pressure, out into the wing. Kubicki. DePonce, back to Kubicki, in some space. Kubicki tries to split the defenders, runs into the back of the last man, and Elias Hamed runs it out for a corner. We're going to play the short corner. We're seeing a lot of that this weekend, but it very rarely has worked out for anyone. Double cleared back out wide. Kubicki dances it, creates some space, down to the goal line, gets cut underneath, no foul. Kubicki gets back up, charging the goal line. Oh, what a move! And it's cleared away. The Maradona around the defender to create some space, but last-ditch defending to scramble it away. Davide DePonce. They'll work it in the midfield, DePonce. That's an ill-advised pass picked off by Al Husseini. On to Brandon Brown. Brown. Outside, Tundaye. Tundaye dispossessed. Tariq Morocco. Lots of room for DePonce in the midfield. Abubakar. DePonce. Plays it in through the split. Right in on goal. Great stop. Hamad gets in. Stops Al Nakshali. An indoor star for Badgers this winter. Al Nakshali, another chance. Oh, what a good stop. And a foul on Al Nakshali as he attempted to have another swing at it. Back-to-back stops for Hamad. Somehow manages to keep it out. Goal kick. Clearing their lines. Ali Zaiden. Back to Ahmed Abderrahman. DePonce. On into the corner. Kubicki cuts it back inside. DePonce weighing his options. Puts his back to goal. Sends it back to Zaiden. Badgers have had complete control of the possession. They haven't really been able to break down 3-1-3 yet. One really good chance from Al-Nakshali, and that's the best look that Badgers have had. Working it outside Fubuki. Kubiki sends it to the back post. Headed back in across. It's right there at the penalty spot, but no one's there for it, and it's cleared away. Ndae. Diagonal ball ahead. Munasar. Mohamed Munasar tees up. Sends it in through the middle. Pings off the defender. Cleared out to Zayden. DePonce holding that midfield down, trying to direct the traffic. Lots of space for Kubiki. Into the 11th minute, no score. Kubiki, Al-Nakshali, back to him. Morocco. Spinning away Yaya. Pitched it off his toe, Munasar did. On to Shabani. Over the top from Al-Husseini. Brandon Brown. Zayden in his hip pocket. Brown gets it across, and there's not a soul there to help him. And Tariq Muhammad will just scramble it away. Abdul Bakar in the center circle, being held, and that's a foul. They get it in quickly. Tariq Morocco plays it on into the space. That's a smart move from Owen Emmett, but then too long of a touch, and it's out for a goal kick. So 3-1-3. Win or draw this. It makes the situation much more difficult for Badgers Blue. Again, they were supposed to play Badgers Black last night, and they have not. And they've also got an unfinished game with Jeff Joel. But if Badgers, who are yet to have a point, only end up with 1 point or 0 points, Morocco on the cross, and it's right into Hamad. He's going to roll it out quickly for 3-1-3. If Badgers came away from this with 0 or 1 points in the table, it would mean they would have to find a way to get 6 points from their unplayed match with Badgers Black and their unfinished match with Jeff Joel. That just makes the math really complicated, for sure. Stolen by Brown. Brown plays through Al-Husseini, and it's too long for him. Nelvis Da went way out of his box to claim it. Yaya hands it off. Looking up, long diagonal ball in. Trying to find Owen Emmett. Instead, the back line will take care of it for 3-1-3. Try to clear it. Zayden sends it back in. Al-Nakshali settles it for DePonce. DePonce moving into the space outside Emmett. Zayden. Grounded ball into the middle. Abdul Bakar trying to do something with it, but he's interrupted. 14th minute, no goals. DePonce. Outside into space for Kubiki. Too long for him. Sent back out. But a good tackle will immediately put the Badgers back on the front. Kubiki kicks it in across. Cleared away. Zayden settles the clearance. 30 yards away. Tees up. Has it. And it's... Could have put a goal next to the goal, and it probably wouldn't have been on frame. Just a rash take by Zayden. He's better than that. I think that's been the story of this tournament for this Badgers Blue team. They're better than that. They frankly blew it against Kalamazoo. They're up 2-0 with 15 minutes to go in the very first game of this event. Gave up 3 goals in the past 15 minutes. Had they won that match, A match that they probably shouldn't have been up 2-0 in anyway, because Kalamazoo had frankly been the better side. But Detroit had put away their chances while Kalamazoo had not. Oh, that's stolen. Tariq Morocco, and he took too long of a touch, and it's taken right back by 3-1-3. That might have been something. The Badgers were up 2-0 in that game, ended up losing. Had they won that game, if they were sitting on 3 points, it would make their math so much easier, and that's a pretty easy foul on Abdul-Bakar. Or excuse me, that's on Ahmed Alderrahman. Gonna get it in quickly. Munasar, that's in front of him and out. Throw in incoming. But as it is, no points in the table officially for Badgers yet, and a lot of question marks. You can take away some of those question marks by getting the job done here. But you got to get all 3 points. Brandon Brown, back to his help. Halfway through the first half, no score. Alderrahman sends it away. Ali Alamidi. Heavy coming together in a foul. Al-Nakshali got a bit too much of the attacker. Tosin Taif, the offended party. Trying to play the ball in from outside, and there's just nothing there. And Da sends it away. Playing with it at the back. Into the space, Al-Nakshali tries to play a diagonal ball ahead. Morocco cuts it in. Plays it on the ground. Kubicki tees up 25 yards. Oh, that's a good stop. A fine strike from Kubicki. A better stop from Hamad. Morocco will send it in again. Hamad comes out. He's missed it. It's loose. And I believe offside is going to be the decision. Hamad missed the ball, and that could have been very dangerous for 3-1-3, but the attacker was offside, so comes to nothing. 18th minute, no score. DePonce has help behind him. Plays it into the corner. Trying to track that one down is Emmett. Whips it across. No one's there for it. And a foul. And cut down by Morocco. And that's turned over. Maybe a chance here. Off the bar. Al-Nakshali stole it. Off the spot kick. The second effort by DePonce is blocked at the knees and claimed by Hamad. A quick turnaround for the Badgers, but couldn't get the job done. File that one under ones you should have had. Just a bad giveaway. Off the free kick. It was almost like 3-1-3 didn't even know the play was live. They made a short pass, tried to send it back, and just a miscommunication over whose ball it was, and Mustafa Al-Nakshali was all the way in the clear. But he rings it off the bar. Nda comes out to this one. He's going to dribble with it a bit. Over the top into space. A lot of space for Tariq Morocco. Across the way to DePonce. Lots of space for him too. 3-1-3 dropping off, and it's providing the space in the midfield for the Badgers to kind of play around in. trying to keep them out. And aside from a couple of mistakes, they've done a decent job of keeping them from getting really good looks. And Hamad is taking care of the rest. Al-Nakshali cross behind DuPont's the second effort, and Emmett is wide to the target. That doesn't even cross the goal line. It's still in play. He mishit that one strikingly. Badgers not good in front of goal. Quite frankly, they've had a lot of missed opportunities. DuPont's at the goal line, tries to squeeze it in across. And that's just poorly met by Yaya. He has a goal in this tournament. But for Badgers, yet another chance goes begging. That is 5 shots in the first 20 minutes and 6 shots in the first 20 minutes. They have tested Hamad a few times, but they've let a couple of really good chances go begging. Brandon Brown spins off the defender into some space. Munasar. Back to Brown. They're giving him the outside. Brown decides to cut it inside. Plays it on the ground across. Al-Husseini. That was intended for Nae, but it's turned over. It's almost like there are 2 units on the field for 3-1-3. They got the attacking 5 and the defending 5. Feels like there's very little overlap between the two. Kubicki tries to play through the split. Al-Nakshali in there. Goalkeeper comes out and clears it. Hamad making a good play again. It's been quite strong for 3-1-3 in this game. Change coming in for the Badgers. They're first of the match. They're still waiting for someone to exit the game. And there someone will leave. Trying to see who came on. Haven't gotten a look at his number yet. Down the line. Al-Nakshali. DuPont's. Kubicki. Freed up on the left foot. Blocked by Hamad. No second effort. It's cleared away. Cleared down the goal line into the far corner. Yaya has it. Yaya skipping into the space. Plays it back. Maybe again. Maybe helped away from him. Well defended. Dae knocked down. Midfield. All not gonna get it. 23rd minute. Goalless. DuPont's. Thumps it through the middle. Feet of Yaya. Outside. Ali Zaiden. Lots of space. Zaiden gonna charge in through a split. Behind Al-Nakshali off the defender. Scooped up pretty easily by Hamad. 7 minutes of regular time in the first half. Can't imagine there'll be a lot of stoppage time as of right now. Brandon Brown collects it at midfield. Dae skips past one into heavy traffic. Spinning around. Looking for some space. Eventually, too many defenders. And they take the ball away from him. 24th minute, no score. Morocco. Al-Nakshali. In the middle to DuPont's. DuPont's looking for options. And that one wasn't on for him. He just tried to play it into the space behind. Defender got right in the way. Dae in the midfield. 3-1-3. They've looked a little more positive the last few minutes. Still haven't tested Elvis Dae yet. Brandon Brown. Plays through, and he's offside. Dae once again. Third time 3-1-3's been caught off in this one. It's been a problem for them all tournament long. They've got these aggressive attackers who want to get forward and keep getting the timing wrong. Referee's going to blow the whistle and put the Badgers where they're supposed to be for the free kick. Yaya plays into the space. Emmett is onside. Emmett in the box, one-on-one. Blocked again by Hamad. Picking up the rebound, Al-Nakshali. Tees up, fires blocked. And it's out for a corner. Hamad. He's been incredible. Now the 3-on-3 player is very upset with the assistant referee on this side, thinking that he missed a very blatant offside. Corner coming in from the far corner. Going to be swung in. That's grounded right on the goal line, but it's put out for another corner. And much to the happiness of Yaya, I'm sure he wants another shot at this because that was not a good corner at all. And now they're going to put it over here on the near corner. Did they say that that one went over the crossbar? I think they are going to say that. Couldn't tell from our angle. It didn't look like it moved that far across the face, but it must have. 27th minute beckons. DePonce will take this one out to the top of the box, and it's cleared away. Still nothing to choose here, despite the lion's share of opportunities going to the Badgers. 8 shots to none. Ball in across, blocked away. Yaya back on it, trying to collect it, but lost the control. Through the middle, Munasar on to Shabani, dispossessed. Played outside and blocked by Taif. Taif skips away, plays down the line. That one's blocked by Morocco. Works it back to Ahmed Alderrahman. Alderrahman, under some pressure, gets it to Ziden. DePonce. Relaxed defense from 3-1-3. They keep dropping off, trying to keep the play in front of him, and that's just a bad touch from Kubicki. Unlike him, just hit it way too strongly and just pinged it out. This is a fast turf here at Star International Academy, so it can be difficult to keep the ball under close control. All day, all weekend. And Kubicki knew that was just a bad touch. Olympia Mortgage's main goal is to educate and prepare you for every stage of your mortgage journey. They've funded over $700 million in mortgages to clients across America, and it's their mission to provide their clients with guidance and education in the mortgage process. They've closed over 3,000 mortgages in the last 5 years, and they put that expertise to use when helping you find your next home or refinancing your existing home. Find them online at olympianmortgage.com. Olympian Mortgage, the sponsor of the Badger Cup. 28th minute, still no score. Badgers would love to find a go-ahead goal before the break. And 3-1-3 for their part would be happy to go to halftime, still level. Tosin Taif under heavy pressure. 2 defenders come in. They finally win the ball off of him. And did they win the corner? I believe they have. Corner number 3 for the Badgers. In the 29th minute, this one, that's a good one, and Hamad has to come and punch it out clear. Yaya will settle it. Trying to work some space. Nice move to get past one, has a go, and he scored, Yaya! Some individual brilliance. And in the 29th minute, Badgers have finally broken the deadlock. Nice little bit of skill from Yaya, beats the defender in open space, goes to the far post, and finally Hamad is beaten. Ninth time's the charm for the Badgers attack. They finally get one in the back of the net. 3-1-3 had been hoping to at least get to halftime so that they could regroup. But now they're going to need a goal, and that changes the calculus of the entire game. That one's taken away by the Badgers. Maybe a chance here. Al-Nakshali on the left side. Yeah, Tosin Taif thought he had been fouled, but the referee did not give it. Al-Nakshali sends in a wild cross out to DePonce, who rips one, and it's wide. Don't hate the effort there. There's a real opportunity for a good strike in that space, but it's difficult to get it right. And the 3-1-3 players are having a conversation with the center official about what's going on. One of them claiming a jersey's being pulled. I think the other one talking about the non-call over there on Tosin Taif. We're into stoppage time. It's 1-0 to the tournament hosts. Yaya, DePonce. Onto Ziden, and that's well defended. Sliding challenge on the open ball to get it away. Referee looks at the watch. Can't be more than a couple minutes of stoppage time here in this first half. Ziden. Looking to play in combination with Kubicki. Poked away from him. Abubakar. Back into the middle. Kubicki tries to settle it. Yaya. DePonce. Lots of space and time for him. Works back into the defense. Back into DePonce. He's trying to change the shape a little bit. Trying to make 3-1-3 commit to something defensively. Morocco. He's got some space to move into. Plays it outside. Al-Nakshali going to drive it in across. Hamad has to come out and punch it clear again. And that will take us to the end of the first half. 1-0 to Badgers. They've got to have it. So far, so good. 30 more minutes coming up after the break. You are watching the Olympian Mortgage Badgers Cup live on YouTube. Second half action set to get underway between 313 FC and Detroit Badgers Blue. Badgers leading 1-0 in a game they have to have. Coming up next on our schedule, Kalamazoo United and Badgers Black as the next scheduled game. Initially scheduled for 8 o'clock, but obviously will be a little bit delayed on that. Hoping for a 9 o'clock kickoff for that game. Then the Men's Cup final probably will start closer to 10:15 if current scheduling holds. Badgers in white moving right to left. 313 in red moving left to right. A very positive half for Badgers. 9 shots, 5 on frame. A couple of opportunities they'll feel they really missed. They'll feel like they should be up 2-0, if not more, but they'll take the 1-0 lead at this point. Their fate's in their own hands. DuPonts. Turned over, bad turnover. Trying to break out is Brandon Brown. That ball's too long for him, and Ziden will go and pick it up. Yeah, Kalamazoo United, Badgers Black. That's going to be an interesting one. United not guaranteed a spot right now. They have 6 points in their 3 games. Badgers Black have 3 points in their 2 games. Keep in mind, they were supposed to play Badgers Blue last night. That game did not happen. So some question marks as to exactly where Badgers Black will stand at the end of all this. We don't anticipate that game is going to get played. We're running out of actual hours in the day to get that game in. But depending on how that game is scored, apparently, or how they decide to resolve that, Badgers Black very much in the hunt for a spot in the title game if they can beat Kalamazoo. DuPont's trying to spin free. He does. Has a go. Oh, what a goal! Davide DuPonts with an impressive piece of skill to give the Badgers another goal of cushion. It's 2-0. It is now looking more as though Badgers will at least get the 3 points in against Badgers Black matter, and also the result of that Jeff Jewell game they were playing last night that got suspended with 16 minutes to go, that is still considered unfinished. The initial report was given to us was that Jeff Jewell was going to forfeit. That was the word of the official, but tournament organizers want to see that game finished. There's a very real possibility that that game might matter. But for that game to matter, Blue has to get the job done here. So far, so good. They're up 2-0. Still everything to play for Badgers trying to win their home cup on their home turf. DuPonts. Kubicki. Nice close control. Good short passing. Nice touch by DuPonts to create some space. Back in Kubicki. DuPonts. Oh, that's a little bit in front of him, and it's cleared away. But 3-1-3 have not looked very positive. They've not sent much towards Nelvis Ndah. He's not had any trouble at all, really, in this one. So for Blue, they would love to just keep the possession, keep this pressure on, maybe add one more even, just to see it away. Ball bounding into the box. Hamad makes the play. Hamad's had an excellent game for 3-1-3, let it be known. For those of you that maybe weren't here for the first half, Hamad making some brilliant stops to keep it level for a very long time, but was finally beaten by a fine strike after a good piece of individual skill from Yaya. And then Davide de Ponce just a couple of minutes ago doing something quite similar, creating some space for himself at the top of the box and then slotting it home, creating the good angle for himself, and then just putting it where the keeper isn't. De Ponce literally juggling the ball to himself. That's how much room they're giving him right now. Badgers look very, very comfortable, and De Ponce just exemplifying that at this point. He's looking more comfortable than he's looked the rest of this tournament in this game. Just you can really feel the command of the game he's had from the midfield position, more so than in the other games so far. He's just felt so comfortable, so in control of the pace of the game. Been so involved in every move, it feels. Every play goes through him. And that's what Badgers want to see out of him. He's a field general type, makes good decisions, has good technique. And you can see it there, creating the space for himself and then spinning away from the defender, now creating even more space, and then lays it off. Nice little 1-2, still involved. That's the stuff that you want to see from De Ponce. That through ball is offline. Wasn't on the same page as the attacker, but that is the Davide de Ponce that is so dangerous. And when he's on his game, it's a very dangerous Badgers attack. He adds so much. Just creates so many chances for others and can also take advantage of chances himself, as he just demonstrated. Over the top, Samdounde, and he's knocked down by Tariq Morocco. No hard feelings between the two. 37th minute. Badgers 2, 3-1-3-0. 3-1-3 looking to end their day with something. They lost to Kalamazoo 2-1 in a very close game yesterday. Lost to Jeff Joel 2-0. And were beaten pretty soundly by Badgers Black 3-0 not long ago. And that's a pretty deliberate looking handball in the box. He literally threw his hand up and got a piece of the ball with it. That's a very easy call to make. That's an easy penalty for 3-1-3. Surely they're having a conversation about it, but it's got to be a penalty, right? He threw his hand in the air and deflected the ball. That is as obvious handball, intentional or not. That is as obvious a handball as there is. And 3-1-3 now have been given a free gift. A defender thought he was a goalkeeper, it seemed, for a moment. He's protesting, but there's no protest to be made. That's an extremely easy call, at least from up here. Tal Shabani will now try to put 3-1-3 back in it. This will be their first shot on frame. If it is on frame, Nelvis Nda standing tall in his box. Scored. Confidently taken to the bottom corner. That's how they teach you to do it. And 3-1-3 finally have a tick on the board. And that's the stuff. In this game, it's so easy. When you're playing well, leading by 2, you make one mistake, your opponent capitalizes on it, and all of a sudden you got a 1-goal game again. So let's see what Badgers will do. Maybe they will feel a little bit of pressure. Try to respond to it. A good attacking move on the outside here. Little 1-2 with DePonce in the middle. The clearance is blocked. DePonce lays it off. Kubicki saved. The putback. Goal! You couldn't have asked for a better response. 2 minutes later, it's 3-1. Mustafa Al-Nakshli, one of this team's leading goal scorers in the indoor season, has notched one in the elements. It's 3-1. That is exactly the response you needed if you're the Detroit Badgers. You absolutely needed that response. And a pretty easy handball call there. The last thing you want if you're the Badgers is for this to be a close game after you've dominated it as much as you have. To have a 1-goal lead does not feel safe. But to immediately assert yourselves and get that 2nd-goal lead again makes all the difference, and that's a foul. "41st minute. The clearance is blocked by Zidane and goes all the way back into Hamad. He'll hoof it clear. Headed back in. Morocco lost it. Nice close control from Ndaye. All the way across. It's too long for everyone. Zidane. DePonce. Short ball in the middle, Yaya. And cleared away. Abdurrahman. Back to Nda. 3-1, Badgers in front. 18 minutes between now and the end. Ball out off of 3-1-3. The field now engulfed in shadow. The lights are on. Sunday evening on this Memorial Day weekend. As Detroit Badgers try to put the final touches on this one. That one could have been much better, but Zidane put it way out in front of Al-Nakshli. Al-Nakshli wants that to be a little better. But this is the kind of performance, and there are still 18 minutes to go. And of course, anything can happen. But this is the kind of performance that the Badgers wanted in this game against a team at the bottom of the table, a team that you feel you can and should beat. Foul there at midfield. You want to dictate the play. You want to create a lot of chances. You want to finish some of them. And keep your title game hopes alive. Trying to drive in with this is Kubicki. Pass into the middle. Working it outside, Tariq Morocco. Yaya scored one earlier. Going to try again. And it's over the bar. Not a bad look. Into the 44th minute. Badgers 3, 3-1-3 FC 1. Ball lifted on ahead. And Morocco will just send it back to his keeper. The 3v3 tournament concluded a little bit ago. Youth tournament interspersed throughout this tournament. That's a long ball over the top, Al-Nakshli. And it's blocked. And he's offside. I believe that is the first offside call of the day. Well, of the game, rather, on this Badgers club. But this field was full of 3-on-3 matches. 5 3-on-3 matches, all next to each other, set up between the semi-pro matches here at Star International Academy. So something like, I don't know, had to be close to 50 kids participating in the 3-on-3 tournament. And that's what Badgers want this event to be, a community outreach event. Oh, that's a good through ball in, taking it all the way in. Brandon Brown, and he's been knocked to the ground by Nelvis Nda, and it's going to be another penalty. But that's a pretty easy call. Nda did not get the ball. He only got the attacker. You have to make that call. And again, this is how you lose these games, or at least lose these leads. These kinds of mistakes, the few chances 3-1-3 have gotten, the Badgers have made it worse by committing infractions in the box, and bad infractions. A bad handball, and now a bad tackle by Nda. I think 3-on-3 is protesting that there should be a booking involved. I can't imagine there's not a penalty here. And a yellow card, I think, has just been issued to someone on 3-on-3 for maybe something they've said. And now he's just going to bounce it into Nda, and Nda's going to kick it away. The initial whistle implied pretty heavily there was a penalty, but now there isn't. Referee is not making it clear what he called. I don't know what he possibly could have called. Nda came in, and it looked like he missed the ball completely. And the whistle was blown immediately. I don't know what else the call would have been, but it was a drop ball to Nelvis Nda. Not just a free kick. They dropped it to Nda. It wasn't even a free kick, some kind of penalty on, or some kind of foul on 3-1-3. I have no idea what the call is supposed to be. But Badgers dodge a bullet. DePonce try to dance around and find some space. Plays it into feet. Onto Al-Nakshali on the goal line. Keeps it in. DePonce works down the goal line, spinning into the defender, and it's out for a corner. Yeah, I really have no idea what the referee even called down there. He blew his whistle, and I think everyone on the grounds thought it was a penalty. Then he walked over. There was a long conversation, and it ended in a drop ball to the Badgers. Ball out for a throw. Nelvis Nda has had a wild tournament, to say the least. He's made some excellent plays. He's also been a very busy man, doing a lot of officiating, one of the lead officials of the 3-on-3 tournament. A couple games in this tournament he's been the center for. But still putting in the work on those tired legs. And currently his team are up 3-1. Ball in across. It's a good, strong tackle from Morocco. Cleared away. 3-1-3 looking to establish a little more possession here. You got to stay diligent. If you're Badgers, you just saw a moment ago how quickly this all can change. All it takes is one call not going your way, one mistake, and 3-1-3 are right back in this thing. So you have to stay on top of your game. Brown all the way outside, and that's just been missed. And it rolls out for a throw with 11 minutes left in regular time. I want to remind you, Kalamazoo, Badgers Black. The game is initially scheduled for an 8 o'clock kickoff, but this game won't be over till 9. So we're looking at probably a 9:15 kickoff for that one. You can see Jeff Jewell guys over there on the far touchline, getting ready for their final, which is initially scheduled for 9:30. So as it currently stands, unless something is changed, that game's probably not going to happen until 10:45. So a late night for us here at Star International Academy. It's been a good weekend, though. A lot of fun games, a lot of good action, a lot of good food, for what it's worth. One of the finest concessions experiences I've ever had. Kebab wraps yesterday. Very, very good burgers today. Badgers hoping to make this an annual tradition, and if they'll have me, I'll be back next year for sure. A good time. 51st minute, 3-1-3 still trying to claw their way back into this one, but they're going to need something quickly. Maybe Shabani can provide something into the middle. Turning, shooting, and a goal! Brandon Brown! This is not over! Just lost Brandon Brown. A simple in-pass. Brown has scored. It's 3-2. And the last 9 minutes have just become significantly more interesting. A great deal of intrigue now. Badgers Blue, flashbacks to the very first game of this tournament. Kalamazoo United, they led them 2-0 with 15 minutes to go. Conceded 3, got no points out of the deal. They're going to try to move quickly here, try to strike back the way they did earlier, but DuPont's is offside. If 3-1-3 can draw a level, they've been eliminated from title game contention. But if they can find a way to draw a level, the calculus changes drastically for how Badgers Blue can get into the final themselves. Al-Nakshali onto Kubicki. Kubicki, point blank! Off the football crossbar and out for a goal kick. No, excuse me, forgot to touch on it. Hamad got a little piece of it before it hit the crossbar. It'll be a corner for the Badgers. '53rd minute. Trying to drive in. Abdurrahman. He's tripped up, and the referee's given the penalty. Ahmed Abdurrahman tripped up on the edge of the box. Referee going to say that the defender got too much of the man and not enough of the ball. A crucial penalty decision. And now Omar Kabuki. It looks like he's going to be the man to take it. Some chatter between the Badgers bench and some of the 3-1-3 players. And again, it's happened again. What was initially thought to surely be a penalty has now been turned into possession 3-3. I don't understand. That's the second time that's happened, once for each team. What looked to be a pretty obvious call, not necessarily an obvious foul, certainly one that you could debate, but the whistle blew at the moment you would expect the whistle to blow if you were giving a penalty. That's happened twice now, and they've essentially picked up the flag. That's a tackle in the box, and are they giving the penalty this time? Who knows? He's pointing to the spot. Does it count this time? I'm flabbergasted. It looks like now they will give the penalty this time. So Yaya going to have a chance from the spot. I don't know what to make of all of this. But in any case, in the 55th, Yaya scores. And I'd say that should be enough to put this one away, but who knows? This game has had its fair share of twists and turns. And also, quietly, Yaya has moved into a tie for first in the Golden Boot race, with Papa Massar Diaw of Jeff Joel and Victor Olabrede from Kalamazoo United, all of whom now have 4 goals. Yaya 2 from the spot. So now 5 minutes left of regular time. I imagine there will be some stoppage time added as well. So definitely enough time for 3-1-3 to still do something in this game, but my goodness, the last few minutes have been odd. Not to belabor the point, but a couple of moments where it looked like sure penalties were about to be handed out, and they weren't. They're going to play this one in over the top, and he got knocked down from behind at the top of the box. No whistle. Loose ball. Badgers trying to scramble it away. Kubicki outside to Ziden. Ziden on to Al-Nakshali. Lots of space for him into Yaya. Outside. Cutting it back into the middle. Now outside, Tariq Morocco. Morocco sets up the cross. Whips it in. Defender blocks the cross. And it's cleared by Hamza Al-Husseini. 57th minute. If 3-on-3 is going to push to get level again, they're going to need to do it quickly. They still need 2. Trying to keep it in down the wing on the far side, and they will somehow. And great work from Mustafa Al-Nakshali, tracking all the way back from his attacking position to make the play. Now they're moving into open space. Yaya. DePonce cuts it back. Back to Kubicki. Al-Nakshali teeing up, fires, blocked. Elias Hamed. Elias Hamed. Getting in front of it. And now 3-1-3 trying to get out on the break. Here they come. He's got a man in the middle. Gonna take it himself. And he's put it in. And the drama continues. 15 minutes ago, I did not feel like this was going to be the wildest game of the tournament. Detroit Badgers took the first 9 shots of the game. They led 2-0 and had definitively dominated proceedings. But now, somehow, in the 58th minute, it's 4-3. With 2 waved off penalties involved as well. Remarkable stuff. Well, let's see how it ends. What's the final act to this drama? Morocco. Swings it in. Al-Nakshali tries to corral it, but it's cleared away. Ponce back on it after the defensive play from Ziden. Here's Ziden. Lost the ball. Picks it back up. Finds some help. DePonce again. Turning his back to goal, out to Ziden. Looking for the short ball there to DePonce. Kubicki skips past the defender. Keeps it alive. Into the box. Bumped off the ball. And he's given another penalty. Or has he? He blew the whistle and he pointed to the spot. Not much contact there at all. He blew... and it's a goal kick. He blew the whistle and pointed to the spot, and it's a goal kick. Remarkable. The ball had not gone out of play when he blew the whistle. There was contact. The ball got away, but it had not left the field of play. He blew the whistle and pointed. That's not what you do with a goal kick. There was no reason to blow the whistle there, but the whistle went. I have to imagine one or three 3-1-3 players are annoyed with proceedings at this point. We're about to enter stoppage time. And we're hearing the chatter from the field. 5 minutes of stoppage time, it sounds like. That sounds about right. DuPont's down the line. Taken away by Al Husseini. Morocco steps in front of it. Brandon Brown. Defender trips over the ball. Brown. Ndaye. Trying to beat Morocco. Swings it in across. It's headed back towards the end line where it's hoofed away. And out for a throw. Throws it in short to Al-Amidi. Finds help. Tripped up from behind and a foul. Yaya, the guilty party. First minute of stoppage time has elapsed. Sent into the middle. Played on the ground into space, but there's no one in that space except Tariq Morocco. But Yaya turns it back over. Yaya wins it back. Then gives it away again. Brown. Brown plays it outside, looking for a cross. Ball in front. Poked away by Abdurrahman. It's out for a throw. Now we're 1 minute from the field. I think players are saying 1 minute. The initial expectation was that there'd be 5 minutes of stoppage time. Official doesn't tell anything to us. We can only go off what we're hearing from field level. Headed back in by Al-Amidi. I think that struck him on the arm. So a free kick here for 3-1-3. And it might be in their best interest to slow things down a little bit. Try to work a set as opposed to trying to just get the ball in quickly. Especially now that Badgers are literally standing over the ball to prevent them from getting it in quickly. You're probably better off just setting up a set piece. 25 yards out, looking for the most improbable draw that you could have thought of about 20 minutes ago. Badgers have 5 in the wall currently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-1-3 players. On the 18, ready to run in. Ndaye shoots it! It's off the football crossbar. Tried to bend it over the wall and sneak it under the bar at the near post. And he wasn't far off. Goal kicks away, and there's a final whistle. It's over. Badgers hold on. 4-3, your full-time score. We're going to need a moment to catch our breaths. We're going to find out what's happening next. The Jeff Joel guys are getting warmed up over on the far touchline. They're playing in the final. Currently on the schedule has Kalamazoo United versus Badgers Black, but not sure if things have been changed. It's been a wild day here at the Olympian Mortgage Badgers Cup. But we'll be back for whatever's next live here on the Detroit Badgers YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Colton Wesley. Once again, your final score, Badgers 4, 3133. You've been watching the Olympian Mortgage Badgers Cup live on YouTube.